I'm gonna start calling these videos In the World Today videos. So today is an In the World Today video, but there's gonna be more to come. First off, all my YouTube people that haven't seen everything that I do, this channel is not defined by one subject or another. I may do on these videos, I may do a life story video, may do a video on the cars, may do a video on the MPK race, you know, the future coming up with that. No prep, it doesn't, I mean, there's absolutely no telling. So don't think coming on here going, oh, I thought this was all about racing. This channel's about whatever comes to my head at that point in time. I end up doing a video over. So today's video is a Today in the World video and kind of a I told you so video. So the people that aren't going back to work have made these extreme, stupid comments. We don't get paid enough and blah, 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 blah. Minimum wage ain't high enough. Well, just what I said was gonna happen is happening. What you people don't realize is the rich are gonna keep getting richer and the poor are gonna they're gonna stay poor. If there's more money out there, they're gonna raise the prices on everything till they get it. So all of you that start talking about, oh, this president's fixed it and this government's fixed it. There ain't nothing fixed. There ain't been nothing fixed in 50 years, has it? Probably since the beginning of time, nothing's actually ever been fixed. But now, when I'm watching the news this morning, they're saying, oh, inflation is based on lack of having, everything in this world is about supply and demand. When the supply is down and demand is up, they charge more money. So where you guys are bitching, trying to hold out saying, I want more money, what good does more money do you if your cost of living goes through the roof? It's basic math that escape a whole bunch of people in this world. Most people can't do basic math, and I don't know how. If you make $30,000 a year, and your cost of living, and by cost of living, let me explain that for some of you that just don't have no idea what I'm talking about, what it costs you to live. Your house, your groceries, gas for your car, none of your extras, your cost of living. If your cost of living, if you make $30,000 and your cost of living is $25,000, basic math. But if you sit there and you go, I'm not going back to work till I get paid more money, and the fact that you're not going back to work is creating a supply problem, which the big manufacturer's saying, hey, when nobody else got it, we're gonna charge for it. And then all of a sudden you're making $50,000 a year, but your cost of living is now $47,000 a year. Let's just say 45. You know what? At the end of the day, you're not going to be any better. All you did was give all the people in all the upper echelon of money, you gave them a reason to get more of your money. Just like when I made the video about people going out buying side-by-sides and all this shit. Now, I did see a few things the other day that was pretty impressive. I seen a house I've been driving by for the last 3 or 4 months, and I drove by there the other day. You know what? They were having a new roof put on it, new windows put in it. Guy built a little garage outside, put a front porch on it. He took a little house that wasn't really all that nice, and instead of putting a side-by-side in the driveway, he redid his house. And I was impressed by what they did to this house. They put new windows, porch, roof, siding, built him a little garage out to the side, took a house. He improved his way of life. He improved his stature. Stature is probably not the right word for it, but he improved his life overall. But I didn't see a side-by-side. Didn't see a brand new truck. Seen the same 90s model truck that's been sitting in that driveway for the last 4 or 5 months. So, and here's the other thing people don't realize. All this money that's piled up, because nobody got to go spend it, so they just kept keeping all this money because they were too scared to go out in public, of course, because the pandemic that was basically all it did was destroy our economy. And now the banks, go get a loan. Go try to buy this overinflated used car. Go try to buy this side by side that's now, 30 grand that used to be 20 grand. Go try to buy all this stuff and go to your bank. Now there's a huge influx of money. This $6 trillion, or 3 trillion here, 3 trillion there, 1 trillion here. There's a huge influx of money. But at the end of the day, if everybody's charging more for what they're doing or what they're supplying, where do you think you're winning at on this deal, guys? Housing right now, you used to be able to build a house for $200 a foot, build you a really nice house. $375 a foot right now. So you know what that did? That drove used houses up. Because no bank in their right mind, people, are going to turn around and when you make $50,000 a year, this is what caused our problem years ago, that everybody started losing their houses. Listen, if you make $50,000 a year, you cannot afford to live in a $500,000 house. Period. Basic math. Basic math that seems to escape everybody else because you are too worried about you're too worried about calling somebody a racist, or you're too worried about hollering Republican, Democrat. You're way too worried about all this other bullshit that means nothing in this life. To understand, just because you can make the payment doesn't mean that you're going to be able to keep it when all this shit goes up. So the banks, they're smarter than that. They're not going to fall for that shit this time. So they're making fewer loans. You know why they're making fewer loans? Because they know for a fact that this shit's got to end. Everybody says, oh, you're a huge Trump supporter. I'm a supporter of the United States of America. I'm a supporter for each one of you, whether your opinions are like mine or they're not like mine. I've never told nobody, don't give me your opinion. I want to hear your opinions like assholes. Everybody's got one. I want to hear your opinion. Hey, maybe you'll teach me something. I know I have learned more. I hate to even say it, but I've learned more about politics and government and all that than I ever wanted to know, to be honest with you. I just wanted to be a dumbass street racer. I don't want to be a dumb car guy, and I just wanted to be a dumb metal building erector. That's what I wanted to do. I'm like everybody else, or like a lot of people. I wanted my blinders on. I didn't want to deal with it because in my head, well, I can't change it. So what difference does it make? Well, we are the human race, a very adaptable species. But we're also a very stupid species in the fact that we think this shit's going to stay like this. You think all this money that's flowing right now, you think it's going to last? Look at what everything costs you now. Because you know what? If I could do it, and I'm not a very smart person, guys, if I could do the math and go, hey, I charge $380 a foot, and they paid it. $382, $385. That's how all this shit's going. And if you guys think that these big major companies, the Lowe's, the Home Depots, the Walmarts, all these multi-billion-dollar corporations, if you think they're not going to get that money back, you're out of your rabbit-ass mind. I mean, let's use some common sense here, people. It doesn't matter who you're for, who you're against. The thing that I can't stand and why I don't even watch the news anymore, I was watching the weather, and another deal came on where they were talking about inflation. And a guy came on and said that the unemployment was not that high. And he said those are basically false numbers because nobody's going back to work. Nobody's applying for a job. So all of you that's so smart, that you're smarter than everybody else in the world, that you're going to hold out, just like people who worked at GM plant in Oklahoma. When I did that deal, they all stood up and said, we're going to get this amount of money or we're not going back to work. Well, you know what? They didn't go back to work because they turned around and they closed that sumbitch down. Can't even tell you how many people went out of a job because they held on to, I want more, I want more, I want more. Guys, it's a very, very simple deal. Just like I said in one of my videos about what I made 15, 20 years ago versus what I make today. You know, at the end of the day, whatever you make is what you're going to spend. The problem is that a lot of people, they spend more than what they make. Otherwise, bankruptcy wouldn't be a thing. But there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to get you off your lazy asses and get you back to work. So, no matter. I'm not a, I'm going to use the word profiteer, that I'm going to take and try to make money off anybody else's suffering. But all of you that's want to spend a whole bunch of money buying shit that don't mean nothing, hey, I'm putting all my shit up for sale. Chevy 2, you'll see a video here in a little bit. I'll explain this entire car, tell you everything that's in it, and then tell you what it takes to own it. Just like it did the little coupe the other day. Now, I'm kind of ambiguous on what it takes to own it, because you know what? You guys all know what the shit's worth. If you're willing to buy one, you know what it's worth. You're gonna have to offer, you're gonna have to turn around and make an offer that makes me go, I want your money more than I want that car. Simple. But you guys keep sitting back talking about how everything's so great because there's all this money and doing the best you've ever done. Let's see at the end of the year how much that money you still got. When you look out there and see, damn, and here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna sell my truck. I've got a 2008 F350 Platinum Series, beautiful truck, super rare truck, black, red interior, super, super nice truck. And I've owned it since it was brand new, so inside, other than where Bruce decided to get my door panel a little bit, I'm gonna have that fixed. I'm gonna put the tail light in it that Stacy busted. But I mean, it's a super, super nice truck. And I'm gonna put that truck up for sale and I'm gonna get rid of it. And the reason I'm gonna get rid of it is because in a year or two, when the chips come out, all those trucks that are sitting there right now, I'm gonna go buy me one. I'm gonna go buy me one for a lot less than what I'm gonna sell mine for. Because, you know what? I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm not the dumbest either. Just like the cars. Hey, I thought about it the other day. It does me no good to have 30 cars that I can't seem to do anything with because I'm busy working all the time. So I'm gonna get rid of them. I'm gonna downsize while everybody else is trying to upsize. Because when the crash comes, it's not gonna be good. And you guys can hate Trump, you can hate Biden, you can do whatever makes you feel relevant at the time. Because that's basically what this is. People on Facebook, people on social media, period. Facebook, YouTube, all of these, you guys absolutely only hear what you want to hear. Absolutely hear what you want to hear. It's funny, back when I did the daily driver race on the Nova, when that same episode that just aired the other day, my page getting blasted. You cheated, you brought a race car, you cut the cage out of a full-blown race car and brought it to a street race, blah, 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 blah. This time when it came out, everybody sending messages to the page going, man, they did you dirty. Because I told my side of it. People start hearing what's being said and stop trying to hear what you want to hear. And it doesn't matter what, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to anybody. That's why we live in the greatest nation in the world. Freedom of speech. One of the reasons I've switched over to YouTube, that's a basic fundamental right that Facebook seems to be losing. And I hope YouTube don't lose it. Because at the end of the day, social media is controlled by the devil. By the devil. I remember them times when they'd say that the devil's in these pornographic magazines, it's the devil, it's the devil, it's the devil. Maybe that's what social media is driven by. Because they're not letting people speak, they're not letting people do what they want to do, or say what they want to say. So, don't be blinded. Well, actually, you guys keep running down that same path you're running down. Because all of us that are not buying into it, all of us that are making smarter moves based on not spending money right now, tightening things up right now, getting ready for what's going to happen, I'm going to buy your shit at 10 cents on the dollar when this is all said and done. That's a shitty thing to say, but that's reality. Because that's what everybody else is going to do. All the people that are sitting back going, I'm hanging on to mine. Nope, I'm going to hang on for a little bit and see what happens. And that $15,000 side by side, because you had a whole bunch of stimulus money that you paid $24,000 for, when you're broke, you're going to sell that thing for 20 cents on the dollar, 25 cents on the dollar. And the guy that turned around went back to work, that got his job, still has his job, he's gonna buy your $20,000, $15,000, $30,000. He's gonna give you 20 cents on the dollar, and that man's gonna be still living in his nice house. He's still gonna be working every day, and he's gonna be playing with your shit while you're sitting there a broke ass because you were too lazy to go back to work. That's it.